Hi gardening friends, welcome back to Sprigs and Sprouts. The air is kind of cool out here in southern Ontario this morning. It's starting to feel a little bit like fall, and we have so much to do in the garden. Today, what I wanted to do is I pulled out one bed, all of my potatoes in the one bed, and I'm going to do my last planting for this year. So I'm going to show you what I'm planting today and show you where I'm planting it. So let's go. So here we are in the garden. This bed contained potatoes. So I pulled out the last of these potatoes that were in this bed, and so I thought, I actually debated, I wasn't sure if I should bother trying to plant something else, but I've had amazing success with succession planting this year, so I thought I wanted to try to push the limits and see what I can do in September. So I wanted to get this done September 1st, so it's a few days later, and I know that time is of the essence right now because we don't have a lot of growing time left of the season. But so this is an experiment, and we'll see together how it works. So I've got a few things that I want to plant. I've got some green leaf lettuce from seeds that I've saved in the past. I also have romaine lettuce and a couple other varieties of lettuce that I'm going to try to see how they do. And I'm going to plant some spinach, I don't know what this is. Oh, corn salad. I think it's called mash as well, corn salad. And I'm going to try Claytonia. That's another leafy green. Kale. I'm going to try some carrots. I'm not sure how they'll do. And radish. And I think that's everything. So I'm going to get started now and show you how it'll all turn out. So this here, these are just, it's just lettuce that I've pulled up. They were all going to seed. And so I think I'm just going to throw that over the fence here. Okay, so first up, I have radish. I bought this French breakfast radish, which I'm excited to try because I've seen it on other videos and they look really nice. And I've just got the cherry bell as well. And I planted this garden with you. I'll just show you right now. I planted this garden here with you just a few weeks ago, and I just noticed I'm so disappointed. I noticed this radish. It looked so big, but then when I pulled it out, it was cracked. So I guess maybe it got too big? Anyways, I have this radish as well, so those radishes look ready. I'll have to harvest those today. So I'm hoping that, I'm pretty sure I'll have time to get more radish here, so I'm going to plant those first. I just did the two types of radish, and I'm really excited actually to be planting this late in the season. It's something I've never really considered before, so I hope it works. It's hard. I think the hardest thing is getting your mind around planting again, because we're sort of in the season where we're trying just to harvest and preserve things. So it's just like a different mindset, but I figure anything I can do to extend the time I can actually pull fresh vegetables out of my garden is going to be worth the effort. And who knows, maybe if this works, maybe next year I'll even see if I can do it even later in the season. Be interesting to know how late in the season you folks have planted, especially if you're in an area like mine, which is zone 5. so this is going to be spinach. I haven't had very much, like I haven't had a ton of success with spinach this year. I did grow a little and a few plants did really well, but they were very slow to grow in the spring, and I think that was a problem with the fertility in my soil. But anyways, we'll see. I'm also, yeah, I might be using the last of my spinach seeds, and I haven't figured out how to collect spinach seeds from the plants, which is something that I've really trying to do, is to save seeds from everything I possibly can so that I don't have to buy seeds again. Yeah, some are easy to collect and some are a little bit more difficult, but that's one of my goals anyways, is to collect more seeds. Okay, so far radishes are done, the spinach is done, and I just I noticed in my seed container I have, it calls it turnip tops, but I call it rapini. Anyways, this is a 40-day to harvest seed. So I'm going to plant, I love rapini, but I've never successfully grown any. So I have planted it a little bit behind us. And so I think I'll try that as well. So I'm going to plant some rapini here. So I'm just planting the last little bit of the garden, and I'm planting what kind of carrots? These are called Chantenay red. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but yeah, so, and then what I'm gonna do after I plant the carrots, because one of the things that is super important at this time of year is to get the seeds germinated. They don't have a lot of growing time, so it's super important that the seeds germinate so that they can make the most of the last of the warm days. Carrots, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I've had some struggles with getting carrots to germinate, but the last thing that I did was that really worked well is putting cardboard over the carrots after I water it in. So I went and I grabbed some cardboard that I'm going to cover this over, and then I'll just watch it every few days and see whenever they start germinating, I'll remove the cardboard. And then, because it's my soil is very sandy, so it doesn't hold the moisture very well. And so by putting the cardboard over top of it, it'll hold the moisture down, and hopefully they'll germinate, and yeah, and then they'll do their thing. So I hope that works. It's amazing in just such a little spot how much food you can grow. Just this little bed, I've planted radishes, rapini, lettuce, carrots. I can't remember. Oh, I planted corn salad, which is also known as mash, I think, and mizuna. I don't know if I mentioned that. Sometimes people call it mustard greens, I think. I call it mizuna. And the lettuce and the mizuna I planted from my own seeds, as well as the corn salad, because they're pretty easy to collect seeds, so I've planted them. So yeah, so now I'm just gonna water this all in. I've placed the cardboard on the carrots. Actually, no, I don't do that yet. First I gotta water it in, then I'll place the cardboard. So I'm gonna go and grab the hose, and I'm gonna water it all in. Okay, so I have just finished planting out this bed, and hopefully I'll be able to share with you, well, either way, whether it succeeds or fails, I'll share with you how this bed does. And I'm actually even rethinking whether this is actually going to be the last time I plant this year. I have some other ideas, so I'm going to do a little bit more research and see if I'm going to have a later planting date. So in the meantime, I'll keep you posted as to how this does. And I just wanted to show you some of the other beds that I've succession planted, just so that you can see and understand why I'm so excited about doing this. Even though this is such a busy time for me in the garden, I'm really dedicating a little bit of time to do some planting. And honestly, it's like doesn't take that long. You know, once you pull out your plants that you're harvesting, and you just, I just raked over the bed, added a little bit of compost, and replanted. It's not super time consuming, but I think it's more of just getting your head around planting when it's harvesting season. For me, that's like a little bit of a struggle. So, but I'm really happy I've taken the time to do that. So let me just show you some of the beds that I have succession planted this year. Okay, so this bed is the one that we most recently succession planted, and as you can see, the radishes are ready to pull up. And I did some spinach with varying success. You can see some are super tiny and others are in leaf. So we'll have to play around with spinach a little bit more. These carrots I never covered with cardboard, so the germination rate is not great. And I think when you plant in the summer, that's super important to make sure it germinates. The basil's doing fantastic. And honestly, I don't even know what this is. I think might be arugula or rapini. I can't quite remember. I'll have to check the video. But not super impressed. And whatever I planted here, I think that was bok choy. I think the seeds were duds because they were older seeds and nothing came up. So not a huge surprise there. I don't think I took you along for this bed here, which we just did. I just did like about 2 weeks ago, maybe. Not even. So I planted some arugula and some radish in there after I cleaned it out of the lettuce. Okay, so here's another bed that we planted just a little while ago, just half of this bed, and I planted arugula, radish, and carrots, which you can see are sprouting now, and something over here, I don't actually know what it is. I think it's kale. You can see right there, that's a kale. So yeah, so we'll see how that does. But the real winners are the ones that I planted after my garlic. I've been harvesting nonstop from this bed as well as this bed. So they've done really well. So this is why I really am trying to learn to succession plant, because if I didn't, I would never have had all these things growing here. So I hope you enjoyed today's video on succession planting, and I hope it motivates you to get out in your garden before it's too late and to try to plant some more cold hardy crops so that you can get another harvest this year. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more videos. Thanks a lot. See you next time. Bye-bye.